So, laboratory diagnosis is very important, like I mentioned. That, like, for instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria, taking for example, which was typical of Africa, many countries could not do large-scale testing. Okay, and that was because we lacked the PCR, the RT-PCR machine that we needed. So what we are saying now is that it's important, that laboratory diagnosis is important, but we are faced with a number of challenges from infrastructure, equipment, personnel, the environment, supplies, and a number of these things. But we said we have opportunities for improvement. And for instance, we said we can imbibe technology to improve diagnosis in Africa. We can also train our own personnel here to meet our own local needs. Do these trainings in Africa, define the needs here in Africa, not just going abroad to train and they come back, our environment is not conducive, they can't use these facilities. So we are saying now, some of the recommendations that I have made, I said number one, for instance, that we need to come together as Africa to work as in networks. African leaders come together, define the training needs, train biomedical engineers, for instance, that can take care of our equipment. We don't have to wait for people in the West. Do these trainings here, thereby improving our own capacity as the trainings are done here. So that's one thing that we need to do. We also need to take advantage of the technology. Our countries, yes, getting them installed initially might be expensive, but the processes subsequently, it's going to improve health outcomes. So we should imbibe technology, and then we should imbibe innovative funding, okay? But government has to take the lead, and then the others will join. When they see that we are taking the lead, then they will join. Because, for instance, like the quality management system we're talking about, most of this funding comes from aids from PEPFAR, for instance, and we do not budget specifically for this. So we need to do it ourselves, and that's when we provide the funds, we can dictate the tune, and we will be able to do it satisfactorily. So what I'm saying is that we have what it takes here in Africa. From the my presentation, I told you that in Naima, it was because of COVID-19 that opened our eyes, and we have developed assays, test kits that we are using. One other challenge we're having is the fact that we have not been able to commercialize it. So we need to also encourage research and development, and also provide a channel for commercialization. We have developed it. People are not using it, but we need the government. If the government puts a policy down and says, okay, let's all use this, they will have no choice but to use it. And then we need companies that will come, maybe the private sector, that will come to take it up, to produce it en masse, in mass, you know, for people to be able to use in Nigeria. Nigeria is large, but you discover that we just keep patronizing the things that are outside to the detriment of our own. So I'm saying, let's look inward. Let our government encourage it, okay? Let our government come up with policies that will encourage us to produce these things and use them in-house, and work together as networks within Africa, and then you will see that we will move forward. You will see some of these developing economies like China and you know, they are also, is because they are also being encouraged. So we just need policies that will help us to improve in what we're doing in Africa. We have what it takes to be where we should be. Thank you.